Hello and welcome to Nex-Tech's PitMasters. I'm Kelly Wertz, Four Legs Up Barbecue in Great Bend, Kansas. We're here at the Hayes Blues Barbecue and Bargains BBQ Contest. Just getting started. It's about 5 o'clock on Friday afternoon. The contest, we got pulled in, got everything set up. We are getting ready to prep some meat for the barbecue contest tonight. So we're going to start on some briskets, then we'll do a little bit of inject our pork butts, and then we'll get into some chicken. We won't worry about seasoning the ribs till later tonight, but let's go ahead and get started on the briskets, and we'll show you a little bit of what we do for them for a barbecue contest. We've got our briskets already actually trimmed up. We can trim the briskets at home. We just can't season them. We actually have to have our meat inspected when we get to the contest to make sure that none of our meat has been injected, has been seasoned. Make sure it's kept at the proper temperature, on ice, 40 degrees below, and make sure we're using the right cuts of meat for the contest itself. Whole packer briskets or flats are legal to use. We've got whole packer briskets today. We've actually trimmed them up quite a little bit, so we've actually taken the point off of them. This would be a whole packer brisket. The way that sits, this is the point. We've actually trimmed that off. Wouldn't normally do this at home, wouldn't normally do it for at a restaurant or anything else, but this is kind of a little bit of what we do that's really special for a barbecue contest. We're getting ready to inject our briskets now and season them, so we can get started with that. I've already got the injection that we've made up ready. And what this injection is designed to do is help us keep some moisture in our briskets, give it a little bit more flavor, and just give us a lot better product when we get done cooking them tomorrow. Now, I've actually got these briskets weighed out. I know how much they weigh. I know how much injection I want to put in them based on how much they weigh, the size of them. There we've got our flat injected the way I want it, with as much injection as I want in it. Now we're going to go ahead and do the point, which is where we're going to get our burn ends at tomorrow. We always cook 2 briskets. Normally you'll have hopefully you'll have one really good brisket. The other one hopefully will turn out as good, so we always cook 2, so we've got something to pick from. There we've got as much injection as I want in that flat. Then we'll come back and grab the point again off of that brisket. And we'll get some pork butts out. Our pork butts, the same thing. We've already pulled those out of the package at home, got all the trimming done on them that we're going to do. We're going to inject our pork butts now. I don't season the pork butts yet. The injection on the pork tends to leak injection a little bit more. So if I season the pork butts now, they let them set. The injection will tend to leak out of them and wash all my seasoning off, or some of it. So I'm going to let these set here for 3 or 4 hours and come back in and season them a little bit later tonight. Now we're back to the briskets again. We're going to flip the briskets over and re-season the other side of them. We got our briskets injected and seasoned. We got our pork butts injected and seasoned that we're going to turn in tomorrow. Now we're down to chicken. We're going to inject those tonight and let them soak in some marinade, and then we will season those tomorrow morning. I want that injection and the marinade to work on them tonight. And what we're going to do is do chicken thighs. Thighs are the most popular. Most everybody turns in chicken thighs. They're relatively easy to cook. They're big enough that when you do turn them in, they stay warm. They're pretty forgiving to cook. That's just kind of what most everybody uses. I've got 10 thighs here. I'm going to turn 6 in tomorrow. I'm going to cook 10. That'll give me 4 extras to work with and pick through, see how they cook tomorrow. Alrighty, we're back. We've got our brisket seasoned and injected, or injected and seasoned. We've got our pork butts injected. We will come back here in about 3-4 hours and season those up. We've got our chicken injected, ready to go. We'll come back in the morning and season that up about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. We won't start cooking the chicken until about 11 o'clock. The ribs, we'll pull those out here about 11 o'clock tonight, season those up, pop them back in the fridge. That'll be all we'll do to those until they go in the cooker at 8 o'clock in the morning. The briskets and the butts, we'll actually start cooking those about 1 o'clock this morning, or Saturday morning. They'll be done about 9, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Then chicken turn-in is at 12, ribs at 12:30, pork at 1 o'clock, brisket at 1:30. Other than that, we'll start doing some boxes here a little bit later tonight, get our presentations ready, and be ready for everything to come out of the cooker tomorrow. So we'll see you then. We're ready to pull the ribs out. They've been in the cooker since 8 o'clock this morning. We foiled them. Now we're ready for open them up and see if they are done. Feels good in the foil. We'll check one here and know whether we need to pull the other 2 out. We probe them, see how soft and tender they are. That's the way we tell if they're done. Should be just nice and tender, like a hot knife going through butter going into that meat. In the foil, the meat side is down, the bone side's up, so they may not look real good yet, but we've got some more things to do to them. We'll let these set and rest for a little bit, and then in about 30 minutes we'll sauce them and put them back in the cooker to get some sauce set on them. The briskets all came out about 9 o'clock this morning. The pork butts all came out about 9:30 this morning. They're sitting in the Cambro in the hot box, just staying nice and warm, getting ready for turn-ins. At chicken again is at 12 o'clock noon, ribs go in at 12:30, pork goes in at 1 o'clock, and brisket goes in at 1:30. So we've got to time everything right on time. We've only got a 10-minute window to actually turn them in. Chicken, for example, turn-ins at 12, but we have from 11:55 to 12:05 to actually get it turned in, get it all in the box, and get it set on the table over there at the turn-in for judging. If you're before that, it really doesn't matter. You can let it set on the table. But if you're after 11 or that 12:05, when the clock turns 12:05, you can't turn them in anymore. So it's real important that we time everything out, know how long it takes to cook everything we're cooking, so we get our timing down, so we can know what our rest times are and everything else, how long it takes, for example, for the ribs, or if we're going to sauce them, to put them back in, get some sauce set on them, all that good fun stuff. So with that, we're just waiting here for a little bit to put some chicken thighs in. In fact, I guess we can go ahead and get those out. We'll show you. Chicken thighs. What we'll be turning in later. I'm gonna adjust the shape of them just a little bit here yet. Actually looking pretty good. We can kind of shape these up just a little bit to get them the shape we want them. So we know they go in the turn-in box and the clamshell the way we want them to. Let's go put them in the grill. Give those about 15 minutes and then we'll come back in and rotate them. Thighs have been in for about 15 minutes. We're just going to flip them around. This cooker cooks pretty even anyway, but I just got to try to make sure that we get them all done at the same time. We're fixing to get these ribs ready to sauce. Just going to drain the juice off of these, out of the foil off the ribs, which if you'd ever taste that, you'd wonder why we're draining it, but because it's some good stuff. Looking good. If you're cooking ribs at home, don't sauce them until about the last 15 minutes of cook time. Okay, that's done. The thighs are done. We're going to pull those out and get ready to put some sauce on them so we can get them turned in. You don't want a lot of sauce on them. It's not a sauce contest. Okay, back in the cooker. About 5 minutes in there with those, and then we'll be ready. Thanks. We are going to flip the ribs over and sauce the front side of them. Those have only been in for about 15 minutes with the sauce on the back side before we flipped them. Get that sauce on the front side. About 10-15 minutes is all it's going to take. Okay, those ribs we'll let them set for about 10 minutes and we'll come back and get them. Let's see what we got. All right, slicing ribs. Let's find out what we got. I slice them with the meat side down, bone side up. One, so I can see the bones, see where the bones are. Two, when I turn them back over, I'm slicing the front of the ribs that I'm going to put up in the box with that front side down, so I've got a good cut surface, good firm surface to make a good, nice, sharp, clean cut. Looking good. I got some smoke ring in it. Okay, we're gonna sample these and figure out which one's gonna go in the box. Round two.
Wherever you'd like, sit it down.
Okay.
Perfect.
It's all gonna get sorted anyway.
That's right.
From here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're on to the pork. We got some of it we're gonna pull here. This is just one chunk off of that pork. Don't want any fat in it. So we're going to take a little bit of time, get all the fat off of it. And maybe just a little on the overcooked side on this one too. Then we're just going to fold that up, let it set for a little bit, soak up that liquid love, and then we'll come back here in a little bit and put it in a box and turn it in.
That's what we're shooting for.
That's what you're shooting for? Alrighty.
Should be.
See ya.
If
We got the pork turned in. We are back to the trailer working on brisket. These are the points off the brisket that you saw the other day that we seasoned. We're cutting these up for burn ends. This one got a little crusty on the bottom. It's not what I was looking for, but again, that's why we do too. This is the second burn in. It's got a few crusty spots on the bottom, but not as bad as the first one. Set that back, the burn ends back in the cooker. We're going to set the sauce on them just a little bit. Okay. One. We'll see what the judges decide. It's all up to them now. Done all the damage I can do, so. Here at the end of the contest, we just got done with awards. Didn't quite turn out the way we would have liked it to. Ended up 11th overall, but that's the way it goes. Some days you have good stuff, some days it's not so good. You turn it in, let the judges decide, go through awards and come back out, and you go on to the next one. We'll actually be in Dodge City next week, so we'll come back around, do it all over again, and see how it turns out down there.